Ciao everybody, Caterina here. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, next week is my brother's birthday and I'm having a lunch for him. And for a starter, I'm going to be making butternut squash raviolone, which is big raviolis. I have the cutter here. I purchased this in Tuscany. If you don't have or can't find this cutter, of course you can do it with a pastry wheel and just cut them out. Now let's get started. We're going to start with the pasta dough because it has to rest for 2 hours. 3 egg yolks. To this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And a pinch of salt. Now I'm going to add this to my mixer with a dough hook. Additionally, I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to give this a really good mix. I'm just going to help it along until it's a pale yellow. Okay, now that the egg mixture is a pale yellow, we're ready to add the flour. I have 2 cups plus 3 tablespoons of sifted 00 flour. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons at a time. You see that it's come together, the bowl is clean, so our dough is ready. This is a beautiful dough. Now remember, you have to sift the flour before you measure it out. It's very important. So I'm just going to knead it a little bit with the palm of my hand. I'm going to cut the doughs in half. Look how beautiful. I'm going to put plastic wrap. I'm going to put plastic wrap around each of them, and then I'm going to let them rest for 2 hours. While our pasta is resting, we can start with the stuffing for the raviolone. Okay, you'll have to excuse me. Lorenzo's being a comedian today. I roasted 2 butternut squash. I sliced them in half. I cleaned them out. I covered them with just a little bit of olive oil, and I roasted them at 350 for 45 minutes. After the 45 minutes, I let the butternut squash rest, and then I took out all the flesh. I let the flesh cool, and then I pureed it. So here I have 2 cups of pureed butternut squash. I'm going to start by melting 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Now that the butter has melted, I'm going to add 2 finely chopped shallots. Okay, I'm just going to let it saute for approximately 5 minutes. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, a couple of shakes of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of fresh sage chopped, a little bit of nutmeg. Butternut squash and nutmeg were meant to be together. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to the butternut squash. Okay, this is cooled slightly. Now I'm going to add it to the butternut squash. Okay, I'm just going to give this a really good mix. Okay, my filling for my raviolone is ready. I'm going to place it in the refrigerator. Now we can start with the pasta. Okay, we're going to start with the pasta. Now, for 1 hour, I left it at room temperature. For the 2nd hour, I put it in the refrigerator. Now we're going to start, and we're going to start with 1 first. It's a beautiful dough. The first time that it went down, I'm going to fold it over just to make sure we get rid of all the air bubbles. And back to 1. I actually stopped at 7 because I found it was getting just a bit too thin. So now what I'm going to do is with my raviolone cutter, I'm just going to start doing little impressions inside the dough just so that I know where to place the filling. Okay, I'm just going to fill it with my ice cream scooper, just 2 little scoops in each one. Now that they're stuffed, I have a little bit of egg white here. I'm just going to go inside where the markings are to close it, just a little bit. This is going to be the adhesive that will join the two pastas together. Okay, now we're just going to put it over. There. There we are. I'm just going to press ever so gently. Remove all the air. Now you're ready to cut them out. There you go. A small little circle. And there we are. To remove all the air with your fingers, and while you're working with this particular pasta dough, whatever pieces you're not using, you have to keep it in the refrigerator. You cannot leave it out. Press up, and here we go. There we are, beautiful. My ravioloni are ready. I'm going to place them in the freezer just like this for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I'm going to remove them and place them in freezer bags. The morning of my brother's birthday lunch, I'm going to remove them from the freezer and keep them in the fridge until we're ready to boil them in salt water for just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to make a lovely sauce for them. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's Katerina from My Home to Yours. I hope you enjoyed this segment. If you did, please don't forget to press the like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. Ciao!